Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Well, I see Tom Cruise has rolled into town to launch the latest Mission Impossible movie, which is called Dead Reckoning. I didn't actually know what Dead Reckoning meant, so I had to do some investigation with that. It looks like it has something to do with navigation. Dead reckoning is the process of calculating the current position of a moving object by using where it was before a previously determined position. Oh, that sounds awfully complicated, doesn't it? Although I'm pleased to say that Tom Cruise is actually looking older. Do you know, every time I see him, he looks younger than he did in 1987 when he did, was it Risky Business or Rain Man? I think it was Risky Business he did that movie. But gladly, he's finally starting to look his age. Um, yeah, I don't quite know what his secret was, but yeah, he's looking a little bit older now. I think it's because he has too much hair for his age. I think probably that's what does it, you know? Or maybe I'm out on a limb with that one. Out on a limb means that you have a different opinion from everybody else. I'm out on a limb. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning is definitely a rough name for a movie. Maybe I'm out on a limb thinking that. I'm not sure if you agree with me. Oh, I see Out on a Limb was also a book by Shirley MacLaine. She did her autobiography. It's called Out on a Limb as well. Yes, so anyway, Tom Cruise launched this movie on Thursday, and he described Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 as the biggest moment of the film series to date. His co-stars Simon Pegg, Hayley Atwell, Rebecca Ferguson, and Vanessa Kirby joined him on the red carpet. Do you know, I've never heard of any of those. So again, I'm kind of out on a limb if I say that I won't be rushing to see it. Uh, yeah, reviews of the movie will be coming out on the 5th of July. And Tom Cruise apparently said the two-part film, I don't know what they mean by two-part film. So we're not getting to see all of this then. Oh dear. He says it marked the culmination of all of his skills and promised even those unfamiliar with the series would have an epic adventure. Oh, I'm not sure. I mean, especially now that he's starting to look his age. I mean, I would have thought Mission Impossible would have been a young person. But yeah, he's definitely looking older now, isn't he? Anyway, I might be out on a limb with that. So yeah, out on a limb means to have a radical different opinion from everybody else. So yeah, Tom Cruise is in town and everyone is running around trying to catch sight of him. I wouldn't know the other actors if they hit me with a bus, honestly. I've never heard of Rebecca Ferguson, Hayley Atwell, and Vanessa Kirby. I do remember Kathy Kirby. She was a famous singer here in the 1960s. I think she finally went bankrupt, which put a very sad end to her career. Her mother was her manager. Kathy Kirby. Anyway, yeah, yes. So Vanessa Kirby. No, no, I don't know any of them. Anyway, moving on, I was watching the original Mission Impossible TV show from the 1960s a few days ago. They're currently showing it on Pluto TV. Oh, I'd forgotten how good that was. That was the one where it had Peter Graves, and in every episode it said, "Your mission, Jim, if you choose to accept it, is." And then the little cassette tape used to go up in flames. Do you remember? Um, that was by far the best Mission Impossible. I never really got into these Tom Cruise movies of Mission Impossible. I don't know what it is. I just didn't really find them any good. For those of you who are living in the Latin world, do you remember Luis Miguel and that video clip he made where he was trying to drive an aeroplane, or he was landing an aeroplane wearing the military uniform? Was that not related to Mission Impossible, or was that something else maybe? But one of his songs had a video clip with him doing things with an aircraft. I don't remember. I like Luis Miguel. Wasn't he married to Mariah Carey at one point? You know, it's really interesting because as a British man, when I was growing up in the 70s, 80s, and well, let's just say the 90s because I'm feeling young today, I never considered actors to be Latin or black. They were just, for me, American actors. You know, when I saw people like Will Smith, or let's say, oh, what's her name? J-Lo, yeah, Jennifer Lopez, Mariah Carey. For me, they were just American. And Eric Estrada was another one. But now, with changing times, I'm discovering that all of these actors were actually very famous in the Latin world anyway, and they were considered to be Latin. And I'm thinking, really? I mean, obviously, I noticed that Will Smith was black, but I never built identities around them. You know, I didn't say, oh, Jennifer Lopez, she's Latin, or Eric Estrada, he's Latin. It never crossed my mind. For me, they were just American actors, but it seems that underneath all of that, there were all of these identities and people being discriminated against. But no, I never noticed, honestly. It's the same with Meghan Markle when she started saying, oh, you know, I'm black and everything else. And I'm thinking, really? I honestly didn't notice. Maybe for some people it's a big deal, or maybe it's only for us in the way we choose to identify ourselves. Or maybe it's just because I'm white that some people would say we are privileged. You know, I don't know how that works, but yeah, I never really noticed all of these different identities that they have. Tom Cruise, he's heavily involved with Scientology, isn't he? And I know Kirstie Alley, the actress who recently passed away, I think, was it this year or last year? She was involved with that as well. In fact, they tried to remake Cheers, didn't they? And she refused to appear because she didn't, or she had an issue with the psychologist Fraser, because she said that she doesn't agree with psychology in any way. I've heard Tom Cruise saying that as well. All very interesting, isn't it? Anyway, in other news today, can we stop being tricked into subscriptions? Apparently, you know, when you sign up for something, like you buy your new VPN, or you sign up for something on the internet, you get a free trial, or you maybe subscribe for 1 year. And then when the year is up, they automatically bill you for the next 3 years. So the government is bringing in law to stop them doing that. They already had brought in a law to stop telephone companies doing this, but I think they're hoping to expand it. And it says here, Simon, in search of romance, signed up to a dating website for a year Within months, he met the love of his life. Dear. But without him realizing it, his membership had been automatically renewed. He was shocked to find he was being chased for almost £400 and threatened with legal action. Well, he doesn't he doesn't clearly love the lady in his life. I mean, assuming it is a lady, he doesn't love her that much if he's bitterly complaining about being charged £400. But apparently his story is far from unusual. We always forget what we've signed up to. Next thing we know, the money's gone. Yeah, I got a VPN, I think the year before last, and it was the same thing. And I had a bit of an issue trying to tell them to switch off the auto renewal. They really didn't like that. So as soon as it expanded, I went somewhere else. Apparently, Amazon is the worst for doing this. In the US, regulators have been trying to stop these automatic subscriptions. Someone here, I don't know who that is, it's a very odd looking fellow. He's complaining that he spent $6.99 for 18 months. Well, that doesn't seem like a major sacrifice, does it? I mean, he should have been more proactive in switching off his subscriptions then, shouldn't he? And that was for his contact lenses. I don't know. I mean, when you subscribe to something, put it in your diary. It would be very crazy not to do that, wouldn't it? Yeah, so Amazon has been accused of tricking Prime customers. Disney as well is very upset over accusations against it. So very interesting. Do you know, I have all these things. I have Netflix, Disney, Amazon Prime, Amazon TV. I don't know. It's really crazy. Sometimes I think that if they just switched the whole thing off and took it all away, I would be none the wiser, which means I wouldn't know about it. Probably save myself some money as well, because half of these things I don't even watch. Interesting, isn't it? Well, that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this, and let's talk again soon. See you. Bye.